Grace, I'm so excited to be in the studio with y'all to talk Summer League, but you know what might be more exciting? Seeing the Rooks get on the floor for the first time. Some stood out from the pack, though, so I made a top 5 list of best overall rookie performances in Vegas, but before that, let's see who the guys were. To start us off, you know I had to go with the #1 pick, Paolo Banchero. He only played 2 games, but that was just because the Magic saw enough. They knew he was ready. Scoring, defending, facilitating, he did it all. Only negative to his play was his 8 turnovers against the Sacramento Kings. The second rook was 4th pick, Keegan Murray. You see the highlighted accolade, Summer League MVP. He balled out to say the least, getting to the basket and lighting it up from deep with ease. Most mock drafts actually had Jaden Ivey being the pick at #4, but it looks like the Kings cashed in with their decision. Another player in the top 10, Benedict Mathurin out of Arizona. He was the only able to play 3 games, but it was impactful and efficient 3 games, including 20 points off of 19 minutes versus Detroit, leading to an all-summer league second-team selection. 4th rook, Tari Eason out of LSU. Surprisingly, he wasn't even the Rockets' top pick in the draft, but it was clear he outplayed his counterpart. All summer league first-team honors and 4 double-doubles. Only player that averaged more rebounds was Taco Fall, who is 7'6". Mind you, Eason is only 6'8". And now the 5th rookie, Blake Wesley, or maybe we should call him a bucket getter. 3 out of 5 contests, he scored more than 20 points. Very fast and athletic guard, was able to get to the bucket at will. He did struggle in the other 2 games, but it's clear the good games outweighed the bad. If you didn't catch the guys' selections in the draft, here they are, but get ready for the rankings. And what better way to show it than through a game I and the rookies have played all throughout school, and that kind of flexes our youth, none other than Kahoot. You see Benedict Mathurin coming in at 3, Tari Eason securing the 2 spot, and I think this is a no-doubter at #1. We got Keegan Murray. The University of Iowa native must have hit the jackpot in Vegas because he was feeling himself out west. You saw the numbers. He averaged the most points per game amongst rookies, but more importantly was his ability to shoot at such a high percentage and clutch shot making. We saw the one against Orlando. He hit another against the Suns, whether an ISO, a contact bucket, or open shot. To think that there was a 50% chance it was going in is super impressive. And that's going to wrap it up. Banchero and Wesley round out the group at 4 and 5. Can't wait to see what these 5 guys have in store this season.
Now over to another feature, this time about baseball. Lawrence, take it away.
I know we've been talking a lot about Summer League and basketball, but I had to bring this topic out of the shadows because one number in baseball, 7.2. That's the percentage of Black MLB baseball players in the league right now, the lowest since it was first being tracked in the early 90s. I talked to Curtis Granderson, Jimmy Rollins, and Dexter Fowler, all former Black MLB players, to hear what they thought were the reasons. With the 2022 MLB draft nearing its 1-month anniversary, it's important to recognize and remember why this draft class, or at least the first-round selections, made history. For the first time in the MLB draft history, 4 out of the top 5 draft picks were Black players. Drew Jones, Kumar Rocker, Tamar Johnson, and Elijah Green. In total, 9 of the selections in the first round were Black players. But let's go back to that first stat real quick. First time ever. For a game that's been going on for over a century, and Jackie Robinson's 75th anniversary this year for his debut in the major leagues, it begs the question, why just now? What took it so long? And the most important question, what is causing the decline in Black Major League Baseball players? A number that we saw at 18.2%, its peak in the 90s, to 7.2% this year. I talked to Jimmy Rollins, Curtis Granderson, and Dexter Fowler, all former Black Major League Baseball players.
There's a ton of Black dudes coming up down here, and then it just started dwindling off. And I just think it was just like baseball was too slow, it was too expensive.
Until about 13, 14, everybody played baseball.
And it just started.
And then real life decisions. Kids in high school, straights come along, they trying to get some money.
Football is killing it. UFC is killing it. Basketball is killing it. Extreme sports are killing it. And they're all hard. Baseball has kind of maintained, which has made it a challenge.
Expenses have definitely been one of the reasons behind the decline. Paying for equipment, showcases, and travel baseball nearly being mandatory. It makes it difficult for inner city and low-income kids to play at a high level, or at least what Jimmy said, after the age of 13. But also, the game that we call America's pastime isn't as entertaining to watch as LeBron James or Kevin Durant trading buckets, or Patrick Mahomes throwing it deep, Tyreek Hill as he throws up the do sign.
My rookie year, we had 8 or 9 players, and 6 of us started. 2 was in the bullpen, so it was like heaven. By year 3, it's myself and Marlon Byrd.
Everybody looks like someone else and doesn't look like you. Who do I go to?
When I asked the guys what could help solve these issues, Jimmy pointed to Curtis and said, that man right there. Currently, Curtis is the president of the Players Alliance, a nonprofit organization filled with current and former MLB players working to address the obstacles and challenges facing the Black community.
There are a lot of Black young players playing. Now we got to keep them in it.
We got to get them over that step.
Yeah.
And get them over that step. The step is getting drafted. Okay, you got drafted, but we got to get them to the next level.
But organizations like the Players Alliance, top players like Mookie Betts speaking out, and top Black draftees, the wheels are starting to turn again. Hopefully, it's in the right direction. For Turner Sports, I'm Lawrence Price. Honestly, it felt like I could have talked to the guys for hours. If you want to see the extended version of the video, it will be on YouTube after the show. Well, I'm going to jump over to the Eastern Conference and ignore your take. I mean, it's easy to say that the Summer League MVP and number 4 pick, Keegan Murray, will win Rookie of the Year, but I'm going to go to number 5, Jaden Ivey, for my Detroit Pistons.
Welcome back to Inside the NBA Intern Edition. Now, there's some breaking news here on the set. Kevin Durant requests a trade from Brooklyn. Trouble in paradise, maybe? Lawrence, start us out. What do you think?
Well, Grace, it was never paradise in the first point. If I'm the Nets, you saw what Kevin Durant asked for. It's either Steve Nash or him. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm of course going to take Kevin Durant. But if you have to go with Steve Nash, you want to find the best deal possible. And we know this. Kevin Durant is a top 3 player in the league. He's going to be the top player for a few more years. So you're going to try to find the best trade partner. That might be the Celtics. You heard Jaylen Brown might be the guy that they're going to go after. The Heat, who they have many role players such as Tyler Hero, Victor Oladipo, that you can get a lot of assets from. But if you're the Nets, you have to do something. You cannot bear to have another disappointing season.
Interesting, interesting. Do you guys see other teams wanting him?
Well, I said a few teams there. Celtics, Heat. We saw the Suns early on, but it looks like they're kind of trailing off. I do think those are the only 2 teams. But we do know Kevin Durant, he goes up and down sometimes. So it might end up where the Nets keep him and he wants to play, but he's going to have to talk to his counterpart, Kyrie Irving. But we saw last season they had the tools with Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, arguably, not even arguably, 2 top 10 players in the league. You would expect them to get past the first round, right? Or at least not get swept, and that's exactly what happened. So you might just have to go back to the drawing board if you're the Nets. But if you do go back to the drawing board, you're going to want to get guys that are going to keep you in contention or at least get you to the playoffs.
From the Turner Studios in Atlanta, good night.